In this video, I'm going to talk about the 529 Florida Prepaid College Plan. Is it worth it for 2019 and beyond? If this is your first time at our channel or you haven't subscribed, click on the subscribe button at the bottom. My name is Travis Sickle, Certified Financial Planner with Sickle Hunter Financial Advisors. So I wanted to take a look at the 529 Florida Prepaid for 2019 again, because I've looked at this before. I looked at it last year in 2018, but I've just been seeing a ton of ads come through from the Florida Prepaid plan that if you can get in at a really low dollar amount or relatively low to get one of these plans, and I just wanted to look at the numbers to see if it made sense or not. So I made a couple of phone calls this morning just to fact check, and it looks like I'm correct. So we're going to go through the math. I'm going to show you whether or not this makes sense or what I think makes sense. So the Florida Prepaid is what we're going to talk about. So let's take a look at it. It's set up kind of like a pension. You put money into it and you're going to get something out of it. Somebody else is going to manage this money, but it's going into a giant pool. So it's kind of like a pension. But here's how it works. So I assumed a date of birth of January 1st, 2019, just to put apples to apples. So if we paid $186.28 for 223 payments, or we can give them a lump sum of $29,472.26, and in 18 years, when our son or daughter goes to school, that would equal $66,500. Well, this math right here is a 4.39% rate of return. But there's more that you need to look at. I'm going to put this down for a second. There's more that you need to take a look at, because if your son or daughter does not go to a Florida school, what you get is the average credit hour plus some of the fees. So the average credit hour right now is $116, or at least that's what they told me it was, plus the other fees. They call them other fees, not books. Books aren't included in the 4-year university plan. So you need to know that. They're not included. Books are expensive. Everybody knows, everyone who's been to college knows books are expensive. So you just need to understand that. But we're looking at the numbers and it's $199.03. So what that means is if your son or daughter went to an out-of-state school or one that's not in a part of the 529 Florida Prepaid plan, then you would get $199.03, multiply that by 120 credit hours. That's what you would get if you went to a different school. Now, they're not going to write you the check. They're going to write the school the check, because here's the kicker. Let's say they didn't go to school. Let's say you decided, you know what, school's not for them. And you're seeing a ton of that today. Not everyone's going to go to school. So if that's the case, what do you get back? A 0% rate of return. You only get what you put into it. So our math said that we were going to put in $29,472.26. That's what we put in as a lump sum. That's what we would get out of it. So 0% rate of return. So nothing. So you're not getting inflation. You're not getting a rate of return. Absolutely nothing. You just get back what you put into the plan. So that's pretty terrible. But let's rewind for just a second. Let me go back to that number. So $199.03 times 120, that is $23,883.60. In fact, I think I have it up on the board right over here. Let's take a look at this board. So we have $199. We have $199.03 times 120. That's $23,883.60. But yet they want a lump sum of $29,472.26 today. So that's a guaranteed negative rate of return. Here's the problem I have with the plan. The advertising is really misleading. Saying that it's flexible, that you can go to any school that you want, is completely misrepresented. If you go out of state, you do not get what tuition costs. All you get is what the average for the state of Florida is. And Florida schools are, they're cheaper. They're cheaper than a lot of the rest of the country. Not every school, okay? Not every school in the country. Prices are all over the board. But if you're going in for out of state, because you're going to get out of state tuition in another state, obviously if you're in Florida, you can go somewhere else. So that means it's going to be higher. Just like if somebody from another state came to Florida, it would be higher as well. So you're not going to get that apples to apples. So I don't want to call it limiting, because there's plenty of Florida schools that are good to go to, but you don't know where your son or daughter is going to go in 18 years. That's a long time. And what if they transferred? I was a transfer student. So I graduated in 4 years, but I did transfer, and not all those credits transferred immediately. And I also changed majors 3 times. So, I mean, I think most kids are going to change their majors. So this is only good for 120 credit hours. So if that's the case, you're probably going to need more. I think I had something like 135 or 36 credit hours that I had taken over the 4 years. I took some summer classes as well. But this is only good for the 120 credit hours. Now, if you know that you're going to go to a Florida school and you know that's what's going to happen, then sure, this plan might make sense, but I don't know why you wouldn't just use a regular 529 savings plan. So let's walk through the numbers. I'm going to show you the screen. I'm going to go through it so you can see what I'm looking at. So this is, I'm going to pull it up on the screen. So you can see here, I just entered in, I'll make it really big right there, the birth date of January 1st, 2019. So we can just, again, we can apples to apples. We scroll down here, we see the 4-year university plan, which does not cover room and board or books. And you can see that the extra right there, if you want to do a dormitory plan, is $47.89 in addition to the $186.28. But let's just stick with tuition. If we click, you can see right there, it says 223 payments. And then over here, let's click on lump sum so it changes the numbers. And you can see again, that number that I had before was $29,472.26 right there. So that's the 4-year university plan. Now, I haven't looked at the other plans, but I have to assume that they're just scaled down. So if you're paying for a lesser amount just to do a 1-year or a 2-year, I have to assume that they're basically the same, meaning you're cutting a check for a lump sum of $29,472.26 to get something that is supposedly worth $23,883. That's a negative rate of return. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to do that. Now, if you've seen some of my previous videos, I talked about inflation of schools, and over the last like 10 years, it's been really low relative to historical norms of 6% plus. In the last several years, it's only been 3 to 4%. That's because regular inflation is closer to like 0. It's between 0 and like 1. It's not even that high. So the schools aren't inflating quite as much recently, but it doesn't make any sense. $23,883.60 today. That's the value you would get if it was fully funded. So if we inflate these numbers out, it comes out to a negative rate of return. That's just terrible. And I just think you're limited. And I'm sure if there's somebody who went to, UF or USF or Florida State and saying, well, I want my son or daughter to go to the same college I went to. That's great. But you don't know where it's going to be in 18 years. In fact, again, I was a transfer student, so I didn't even know when I went to college to begin with that I wanted to stay there, let alone for the whole 4 years and let alone 18 years. I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy to think that. Now, I know a lot of people want an easy plan, and I know this is set up so it's easy. You just sign up for it, you make the payments, and you're done. But it's not that easy. And that value, what you work hard for your money. Why should you let it go to waste by getting a negative rate of return? I would love for this plan to make sense. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't to me. To pay all that money and get such a low dollar value out of it. You're just not, I mean, think about it logically. We're making 223 payments. Let's see if we even did the plan as is and making those 223 payments. That's 223 times $186.28. So we're paying $41,540.44. So if you do the university plan on a monthly basis, you're going to pay $41,540.44. Now, the estimated value that they gave, let me pull that back up, see if we can see it. They gave us an estimated value. It was $66,500. And you're thinking, well, if I had $41,540 and it's going to be worth $66,500, that's a little bit of a rate of return. But let's work this math backwards. That's saying if we're going to make the $186 payment and the value of it is going to be $66,500. So if we do that math, 223 payments at the 186, that's going to be a 4.71% rate of return. So if we're making this $186 payment, that's what it's going to be. So it just seems really low to me that you would go into this prepaid plan that's locked in. And that's on a hypothetical. That's not guaranteed. So you're not guaranteed to get to $66,500. That's what it's saying right here. And I'm not even sure that that total value, estimated future benefit beginning in 2037. And that's the estimated future value. So that's not even a guaranteed rate of return. But I think about where we are right now. So if you had a fully funded plan right now, you would get that check for $23,000, or you wouldn't get the check, excuse me. You wouldn't get the check. They're going to write the check to the university. If you get the check, they only give you back what you put into it. So in that case, let's say that you were saving for all these years at 186. What was that monthly payment? The 186.28. The 186.28. So that means you would not get 1 penny more than $41,540.44. That's a 0% rate of return. That means you just get back what you put into it. But if you went to another school in another state, then today they would give you that check for $23,000. Again, the university, not you. $23,883.60. And that's $199.03 per credit hour. So you also have to be concerned about Florida schools relative to the rest of the country. Because if the average Florida school, remember, we're talking about the average, not the most expensive Florida school. So if you have a couple of schools that can maintain a lower price point, they're going to bring down that average. So that is the number that you would get. That's just a lot to leave on the table to know where you're going to be in 18 years. I don't see how it's flexible. I don't see how that's a flexible plan if you're going to get a 0% rate of return or just the average Florida school. It sounds like it's just funding. A Florida institution is funding a Florida institution. To me, that just doesn't sit well. It's probably why the rest of the plans in the rest of the country basically are non-existent anymore, because these are really difficult plans. And I'm sure it's really difficult on the management side. You're basically managing a pension. We all know how that ends. Pensions just have historically had a ton of difficulties about not being able to make those payments. I'm not saying Florida is one of them, but judging by this math, this is how they're fixing it, is they're just increasing the rate that you're going to pay. What other things do you pay for today at a higher rate that you can have later on down the road? You're prepaying it. You're supposed to be locking in this rate. This isn't locking in anything. I mean, to me, it comes across as a really slick way of marketing and a slick way of saying that we're going to finance this and you're going to lock in this rate and there's flexibility in it. Because those are the words that I'm seeing on these advertisements. Flexibility, lock in the rates, but it's not really there because you're still going to have to pay for books, which are hugely expensive. And the rate of return on this is just not that high. And why I say that is because if you got a better rate of return or a better investment with these dollars, you might be able to pay for that stuff. You might be able to pay for those books and room and board and all those other expenses and offer the flexibility. You don't know. You can't really choose today. You don't want to choose today. You can, but you don't want to. Exactly where your child is going to go. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So that's the 529 Florida Prepaid College Plan. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments down at the bottom what you think. And did you use it? Are you currently using it? Why did you use it? I think that's what I want to hear the most. Why did you use the Florida Prepaid Plan? If you're the parent that's funding the Florida Prepaid Plan, what made you make that decision? I'm really curious. Was there no other options? Did you think it was the easiest solution? Let me know. Let me know in the comments down at the bottom. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe. And again, leave your comments down at the bottom.